Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford with 50 Years of Chess. I've got another good game for you. This one was a local derby. It was a Horfield Chess Club match between Horfield A and Horfield B, the two top sides in the club. I was in the B team and my opponent was Peter Kirby. Peter is a candidate master. He got his title in 2009 and this game was played in 2019 on the 22nd of January. Peter was born in 1963 and I was born in 53, so I'm 10 years older than him. I'm going to show you Peter's, here we go, Peter's, see if I can get his picture in somewhere. Where's that then? Oh, there we are. There's Peter Kirby, as he was some years back. As you can see, it shows you he's a FIDE candidate master. And he came from Guernsey. That's how he got his FIDE candidate title, playing for Guernsey in international chess, Olympiads and other tournaments like European Championships and things like that. And he's done very well for them and been a good servant to his home nation, or his home island. So we'll go back then and we're going to get on with the game. So Peter, oh by the way, I played Peter about 4 times now. I've got 1 draw with him up to this time. He's beat me on the other games. He's just outplayed me basically. So this is the way this game went. Knight f3, c5. Could easily be an English opening by the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. We're into the English opening now. It's very positional, and this is one of Peter's main openings that he likes to play. Probably the most opening. Sometimes he plays Queen's Gambit, but he's gone for the English in this game. G6, G3, Bishop G7, Bishop B2, B3, Castle, Bishop B7, and I've gone for a double fianchetto with black here, the line I play. He's played A3 to prevent the knight. E6, I'm making room to bring my other knight out onto E7 so as to keep that A1, H8 diagonal open for the black bishop. He's played E3, knight E7 as I said, D4. So this could be the first casualty of war here, as a pawn exchange is possible, but I didn't go for that. I played D6 and Peter played rook B1. So he's gone for a pawn push up this side of the board on the queen side. If he can get B4 in, pawn takes, and then push on again to kick the knight out of C6. This is his plan, I think. But I played knight A5, hitting that unprotected C pawn. So he's protecting it with a B pawn. So that has stopped his pawn push at that side because that pawn is vulnerable on C4. Castle, Queen C2, Rook C8. It's always good if you can get a rook on the same file as the queen, because as pawns and things come off the board, you can often maybe win a piece. For instance, if Peter's 2 pawns were missing on C4 and E4 and mine was missing on C5, then I would be pinning that knight to the queen, which isn't protected at the moment. So you get the idea. Bishop D2, that is protecting the knight. Pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. This invokes a bishop swap. There we go. And then D5. So I'm putting pressure now on the C pawn with a pawn, a knight and a rook. And he's only defending it with 1 pawn. So he's taking it and I'm taking it with the knight. So the pressure is continually on Peter here until he gets out of this pin. But first of all, he's protecting the knight before he moves the queen away. He's staying aggressively attacking him because I played him several times and I've never played him aggressively enough. I've tried to play positionally as he plays, and his style of play doesn't suit me at all, and so I'm playing a more aggressive stance against him tonight with the black pieces in this game. So he's come back to E2, and I played knight back to F6, queen A2, breaking the pin, queen D7, E4, D8 behind, rook D8 behind the queen, bishop G5. So now Peter's got a pin on my knight against my rook, so I have to challenge that by going queen G4, and he decided to swap bishop for knight, which is what we did, and then he attacked my queen with his pawn. So I've gone back to E6, and I've got knight and queen attacking that B pawn, which is protected only with the queen and rook at the moment, but it is enough to not lose it. So he's put the knight into D5, which totally shuts the queen out from that attack, and it gives him an outpost with the knight on D5. I moved the bishop away. I don't really want him taking it. As I said, I want to keep pressuring him, so I put bishop attacking the rook now, and so he's moved it to D1. I've gone back knight C6 because I've got an outpost as well on E4 if I can get in there without knight takes knight. So he's moved his B pawn up a square to B4. I just brought my king up. I'm just using that as a move to keep the clock from racing away, because we were both playing slowly in this game because there's a lot to think about, and we're getting a bit low on the clock. Probably me, I was a little bit worse this time. Not at the beginning, but as the time went on. So Peter played queen B3. I played H5, rook D3. Now I've gone back with a knight to E7. It's about time we swap that knight off. It's a very dangerous and annoying knight on D5. But he decides to protect it with his other knight. So if I swapped, I probably won't get another chance to swap again when he gets the other knight there. So I've gone back. He went back. I went again. He went again. One more time each, and that would be a draw. So a draw would suit me in this game, and as I played it, but he didn't. He decided he wasn't going to accept a draw that easy with me on this one. So queen A4. What am I going to do here? I played F5. As I said, I want to play aggressively, keep chasing him, keep going after him, not allowing him to settle and do what he wants. He played rook D1. Now I played the H pawn. So I'm really getting close to doing harm to his king here. He's gone knight B. He's not panicking about my king's side attack yet. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, pawn check, king back to G1. Now this is getting a bit serious as I'm beginning to get through on that side of the board, and he's not really got anything in it. He could take my pawn on A2 if he wants, but I'd pin him. I'd just pin him with a rook, and so he'd lose it. So he can't take it. But first of all, after king G1, I've played queen to G4. So now I'm really starting to come in close. I mean business here. I'm going to trying to win this. But the clock is so against me. I've got nowhere near hardly enough time to make the remainder of my quota of moves. This is a game where we had to play something like 36 moves in an hour and a quarter, and I was way behind. So Peter's brought his knight back to C3. Now I brought a rook into the game as well over that side of the board. So he's got a few things to worry about here. So he wants to bring his rook across and try and stop my build-up of attack against him. So I've gone knight into D4. Everything's coming over to that side now. The queen, the rook, the knight, and he realises his queen's out of position there. So after rook takes rook, he brought his queen back. He wants to get a queen swap so as to just kill off this attack of mine so I can't do harm to him. I move my knight into F3 with a check, He's gone in the corner. And here, with my clock just about to go, I missed a clear win. I needed time thinking, I just didn't have it. And in my rush, I played knight takes 8, h1, h2. He took it, and I thought I might get him this way, but it wasn't to be. Rook c2 check, king g1, and here I wasn't able to do it. I realised it now. I could have, if I thought I could play h2 check, and then after king takes I could queen, but I can't because it's queen. After queen takes queen, rook takes queen, he'd still be able to take that pawn with the rook, so it fails. And well, I just trying to stay in the game of the clock to reach time control, and I played queen takes queen, rook takes queen, rook c2. He just played the rook back. He's not worried now. He's a piece up, and he's got this game. I've absolutely blown it. So I went bishop into d2 to attack the knight with the rook and the queen. He just dropped the knight back, and at this point I resigned. But it was a shame because this was one game, and I'll show you how it was one game. At this point here, what I should have done was knight d2. He can't go queen takes queen because rook comes down and that's mate. He can't, if he goes rook takes knight, which is his only other alternative, I have bishop takes rook, and again he doesn't have queen takes because of rook down, f1 mate. So this was a clear win. I would have won with an extra piece, but I just didn't have enough time. I only had seconds left, which was a terrible shame. Peter understood that he was lost here, but he didn't say too much after the game about it, but I just missed it. I always knew I had something there. Excuse me, got a hiccup. I knew I had something there, but I didn't know. Just didn't have the time to work it out. So it was a tragedy, shame, but it would have been my first win against this candidate master who's beaten me several times. And that would have been a win and a draw. But never mind, these things happen, and I didn't do it. So Peter won the match, and I had a 6.3 advantage over Peter's white position had I played knight to d2. I still don't know why I didn't play it, but I guess I was short time. So without having nightmares about it tonight, I'll say cheerio, and I'll see you next time with another game. Bye.